In tonight's main event, gifted the Gods Champion Mike Santana faces #1 contender Chad Gable as the Lucha Underground title is vacated by the injured Penta. Plus, where is former champion Samoa Joe? AJ Styles appeared to have ducked him last week, with Matanza returning to full strength and Mil Muertes finding out that Dario Cueto cannot revive Katrina. How does that group move forward? And Carlito's heroic sacrifice continues to divide opinions. This is episode 17 of the revival of Lucha Underground. Handle with care. El Jefe came to us from his office to open the show, and he had received another box. This one contained the bull's head from Antonio Cueto's cane, an apple to represent Carlito, and a note demanding that Matanza and Mil Muertes be allowed to compete in the temple next week. El Jefe did what he always does and no-sold it, but he seemed to be resigned to the fact that Dario Cueto's monsters are coming. Natty and Dr. Wagner really clicked in the ring, and they have a similar in-ring style. Both fighters love to grapple on the ground and stretch their opponent, trying to weaken a body part and eventually submit them for a win. And on this night, Natty did just that. She went after Dr. Wagner's legs and ended up winning it with a sharpshooter. In a locker room deep inside the temple, Dragunov asked Rey Mysterio why he fights. He's performed in front of hundreds of thousands of people, millions of fans around the world, so why does he come to the temple and fight here? Rey said it was simple. It was about honour, representing his family and his home and the legacy of Lucha Libre. Plus, he loves sticking it to guys who think they are better or bigger or badder than him. And speaking of which, he said he knows someone they can ask to join their fight against the cartel, and he thinks Dragunov will like this. Elsewhere in the temple, Lola Vice and Mike Santana were arguing as they always seem to be. Last week, Santana stopped Lola from saving Elio LaFleur from being sacrificed by the monster Matanza, and it ended up being Carlito of all people who sacrificed himself to save the young Frenchman, who was clearly cut up about it in the background. Santana said defiantly that he didn't need this on the biggest night of his career. He has a Lucha Underground title shot later. Luckily for Santana, Aerostar arrived and told the group that he had visited multiple timelines in the last week, and never has Carlito saved the day. This is the only one in which Elio LaFleur has survived, so saving him would have been futile. But now he's worried about what becomes of Elio, which made the young Frenchman look up. Aerostar said he would be keeping a close eye on the rookie. Our session band, the Ring Rats, came to us next, bringing their badass punk style, complete with trumpets and violins. The crowd absolutely loved the Ring Rats. Every Ethan and Chelsea title defence have gotten better and better, and with two teams who absolutely hate each other competing against them, this one was a lot of fun and very, very high quality. The Creeds threw all four of their opponents around, and the unique brand of grappling and throws were exciting to watch. Los Americanos got the crowd behind them, but they couldn't handle the power of the Creed brothers. Ethan Page is just as big as the Creeds, but he is crafty and he stayed away from them in the latter stages. He was then able to capitalise on their colliding spinebusters to Rayo and Bravo by pushing them both out of the ring and scrambling into the cover on Bravo, hooking both legs tight and retaining the gold. Last week, the Pope arrived in the temple and he spoke to the tag team champions Chelsea Green and Ethan Page to tell them that he has a team who are going to come in and shake the foundations of the temple. He left more questions than answers, but next week he'll be sitting down with Kathy Kelly to answer some of them. A countdown began on the screen above the stage, but it was a count up. It got to 99.9 and stopped before ticking over to 100%. And then Dominik Mysterio arrived. Back from a near 3-month injury, he headed to the ring to fight the man he got injured against in AAAR, Vikingo. This was another excellent match featuring two young high flyers with bright futures. They fought multiple times before in AAAR, but there was a different feel to their brawl here. Dirty Dominik was out for revenge on Vikingo for all the months of his actions and for injuring him and costing him his Mega Championship. And he put the high flyer away with a 619 and a frog splash. Dragon Lee was confronted by Rey Fenix backstage, telling him that he let him down last week in their tag team title match and he needs to get his head in the game. He also shouldn't have attacked his brother Penta like that after he won the Lucha Underground title. Phoenix was furious that Dragon Lee would question him like that, and he pinned his tag team partner against the wall by his throat. Dragon said that he was hurting him, but Phoenix squeezed more before letting go and storming off. Dragon Lee didn't know what he was going to do. Elsewhere inside the temple, Panther Ali was minding his own business when the trio's champions, the Cartel, walked up and Tony D'Angelo stuck his shoulder into the fan favourites. Ali laughed it off, but also wasn't going to take that kind of behaviour, so told the Don to watch where he's going. Tony said he was going to right to the top of Lucha Underground, and kids like Ali should stay out of his way or they might get hurt. Ali squared up to him and things got tense before Prince Apollo of Lagos arrived on the scene. The Royal of Nigeria told D'Angelo that he would see him in the ring next week one-on-one, which made the Cartel smirk and walk off. This main event was the second highest rated match since Lucha Underground was revived, as Mike Santana wasn't expecting to have to cash in his gift of the Gods Championship this soon after winning it. Chad Gable also only just became #1 contender for the Lucha Underground title, but given Penta's injury, the title is now vacant and El Jefe the Undertaker had to act. It led to an all-out war between two of the Temple's best fighters, a big burly brawler from Puerto Rico versus a former Olympian who can out-wrestle anyone on the roster, and this one could have gone either way. Santana hit some big powerful offense and Gable bounced around the ring. In a moment of desperation, Gable squirmed out of a body slam and grabbed an ankle, and he would not let go. Santana scratched and clawed at the mat. He was torn as to what to do, but the longer he waited, the bigger the risk of permanent damage. He had to tap. And Chad Gable let go and fell to the floor in disbelief. Streamers, confetti and tears rained down into the ring. Chad Gable's first major singles title since signing with WWE, and he couldn't believe it. He cried real tears and raw emotion. He's normally hated by the fans, but on this night, after a win like that and the sheer magnitude of the accomplishment and seeing what it meant to him, it was hard to hate him. Mike Santana hobbled to the back after a great performance, and Chad Gable soaked in the cheers some more. In the cave underneath the temple, AJ Styles was waiting for El Jefe the Undertaker, and he was stood with a crate full of backstage equipment. Undertaker was shocked to see this and told AJ he didn't expect him to get this done like this, hinting that this was Undertaker's idea, but the execution was AJ's. Styles asked if El Jefe was ready and then opened the crate. Samoa Joe burst out of the door as it opened, and AJ looked at El Jefe for guidance. Joe was ready to kill them both. Undertaker just told Joe that they need to talk. So let me know in the comments, what is Samoa Joe going to make of being abducted like that? And why did AJ Styles and El Jefe do it? And join me next time where we'll see all the fallout from their actions, plus we'll hear from new Lucha Underground champion Chad Gable, and the new arrival in the temple, the Pope, D'Angelo De Niro. Thanks for watching. Now make sure to like, subscribe and comment for free so you don't miss an episode. It would be great to hear from you.